What's up, everybody? Welcome to Nightcast, where you, the subscriber, send us your scary and or supernatural stories and we read them. Tonight, we got 3 truly scary stories for you guys, and one of them is from one of our TikTok followers, so let's get started. Alright, so TikTok user Chop the Bouncer said, "Hello, I saw you on TikTok and I wanted to share an experience with you. I am a security supervisor in Buffalo, New York. I was doing one of my nightly patrols in a neighborhood town called Burt, New York. When I was driving down a country road, I saw what I had originally thought was a deer in the road. I slammed on the brakes to avoid hitting it. I looked at it closely and realized it wasn't a deer. It had the fur of a deer, a sickly skinny body and limbs, a round head like a human, and a snout like a dog. It then let out a blood-curdling scream and ran into the woods. I pulled a U-turn and decided to check on sights in the city instead." Well, Chop the Bouncer, that's a pretty scary one.
Yeah, I mean, if that's really what you saw, I don't blame you for turning around and going the other way. I would have done the same thing.
Yeah, I mean, he said it stood up on 2 legs, and it had like a round face like a human, but it had like deer fur. I mean, that's scary as hell. All right, well, thank you for sending us that story, Chop the Bouncer. That was a pretty good one.
So this next story is from Reddit user Impressive Shoe 8570, and he's talking about the time he supposedly saw the Mothman. In May 2017, I was walking along the lakefront rocks between Irving Park and Addison around midnight. Normal for city folks who fall asleep around 5 a.m. It was dark, and I was mostly alone aside from the few other walkers and bikers. I walked south on the bike path, which is east of the clock tower and the tennis courts. It's all illuminated by street lamps. But as I'm walking past the courts, which are on my left, to my right is a row of car spaces, some of which are still filled. I stopped walking once I saw someone dressed all in black. They were looking into the parked cars in the second row away from me. They were in all black, and I even thought they were dressed like a ninja, until it jumped over the car and peered into the windows of the car next to it. Then, the way it moved made me think it was Venom. I couldn't get my phone out because at the same time, I saw it hop to another car and didn't want it to notice me. I just started walking backwards and watched it for about 10 seconds, not just looking into the windows, but moving its head around. I kept walking until I bumped into somebody while walking backwards. A random person walking to the lake. Big city, people are awake at all hours of the day and night. He said, "What the f?" because I bumped into him. I couldn't even say sorry because I wanted to tell him what I saw. I looked over and it was gone. No weed, no drink, not even a cigarette. I was stone sober. Damn. That's crazy.
Yeah, it's scary as hell. I don't know what I'd do if I saw that. It's too bad he didn't get like a phone recording of it.
Right. I mean, he said it was like looking into the cars and jumping on top of stuff. I mean, yikes. So
the Mothman is reportedly seen a lot in West Virginia, but this guy said he was in Chicago, right?
Yeah, he was in Chicago, just walking around at night.
So for those of you who don't know, the Mothman is a winged humanoid creature.
So the first sighting of the Mothman that I've heard of occurred on November 15th, 1966. And basically what happened was 2 young couples from Point Pleasant, West Virginia, they were walking and they encountered this thing. They told the police that they saw a large gray creature whose eyes glowed red when the car's headlights picked it up. And they described it as a large flying man with 10-foot wings.
It's terrifying.
Jeez.
Alright, so Reddit user ShadowFox046 said, "I worked as a funeral director assistant for about 10 years and had a scary incident happen to me at my home. I woke up one night needing to use the restroom, and my room was in the back of the house. There was a long hallway to the restroom, and I would usually walk in the dark since I've done it many times. This one instance, though, as I began to walk in the hallway, it felt cold in the hallway, and then a rush of cold air hit me. I was surprised, and then I felt something swirl around my body, and it grabbed my neck and picked me up where I was trying to balance myself on my toes. I couldn't breathe or move, and then I heard growling, and in my right ear I heard it speaking in a god-awful voice. It told me something and I was terrified. I tried to recite the Our Father, but I couldn't speak and the words weren't coming to me. After the ghost/demon spoke to me, it let go and I fell to the floor. I was literally shaking and I wanted to scream to wake up other family members, but I didn't because they all had work and school the following day. That had to be one of my scariest ghost/demon experiences. Since I worked in the funeral industry, I asked many priests about the situation. The common theme was, it may have been demonic. The only consolation I had was watching demonic documentaries and other people sharing their stories of being paralyzed by fear or hearing growling voices, which helps to know that I am not alone. Yeah, I mean, that's terrifying as hell. We actually did an episode on some alleged videos of demonic or ghost attacks. There was one where there was this guy walking down the hallway, and then all of a sudden he gets pushed over by this shadowy like figure. And it was allegedly like security camera footage.
Yeah, that was a crazy one. It kind of reminded me of this story because he said like it could physically move him. Like it wasn't just a tapping on the walls like you hear in those ghost stories. It was like a real physical threat too.
And it's also really interesting that he said he felt like a coldness. Like he felt like the hallway got cold before he had this experience. And I've heard that reported by other people that have had supernatural experiences. They say like there was this coldness in the room before they saw a ghost. All right, guys. Well, that's it for tonight. I hope you guys enjoyed the stories. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe.
Also, guys, don't forget to check us out on Instagram, YT Nightcast, and don't forget to check out our merch.
Yeah, guys, we got t-shirts, we got hoodies, and we also got coffee cups. So be sure to check out the merch. And if you guys have a scary story of your own, you can send it to us at the email address nightcasters13@gmail.com. Or you can DM us on Instagram, YT Nightcast. Until next time.